Good evening, dear members, and welcome to this, the draw for Millfield, which we've elaborately titled the Torksey Away Weekend. Lots to look forward to with that. It's a week on Saturday, the 8th of April. Honoured again, 2 nights on the bounce for these lads here. We've got Mr. Freeman. We haven't got changed, we've been out all night. Mr. Beelmont on the end. Now, when we look at this Torksey trip, I think Mr. Tinker is underselling this somewhat. Because I had a look online, and it says here, they are, when you look at these cabins, this is the thing that we're looking at. The well-appointed pine cabins are attractively located in mature woodland, offering lakeside views.
Great review.
It is a great review, really, isn't it? All cabins are fully furnished, together with cooking facilities, shower, WC, lounge, TV, and storage area for clubs. And I've checked with Alan; they've got fridges. Look, I'll show you. I'll show you a little bit of this little slideshow here. It's not going to be a cabin in the woods episode. I don't think you need to take bedding. Looking at that, you can see there are quilt covers on there. Praise the Lord, I don't think Glenn Oliver goes. Glenn Oliver wets the bed wherever he goes.
Oh, I've heard actually. I've heard these stories.
And
Yeah.
so these lovely clean sheets.
Poor.
And they haven't got any of those dry night mattresses. So, but yeah, it looks, for the money, it looks.
Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong.
£35.
I think the objective is going to be take food, take ale, and take a positive attitude. You can see there the room situation. I think Ujul, Kev, Simi, Macca, room 7, that might need a bit of Febreze. But other than that, Nids' room might be a bit odorous for other reasons. Let's just review. We've had a match. It was match number 1 at College Pines. I'll put the results on the screen for you there. You can see Martin Bailey won it on 40 points, followed by Simon Payne on 38, with Andy Duke, our guest, coming in on 37. Nearest the pins were LSR, down from our work, Tim Mercer, and Uchi took the last one. So when we look at the leaderboard overall, very positive start from Martin. There is a mistake on that. You can see it looks like the first row haven't played a match, but they have, obviously. Decent pack chasing. The idea is to be green this time. The orange mob, the middle of the road table, probably what you'd expect. And there's a few in there in the red column. Your Jamies, your Andrew Halls, that you wouldn't necessarily expect to see there.
Wasp property up, good to see.
Yes.
Good to see.
And that won't change.
No.
That will not change because he's
No
not at
commitment.
Torksey. And Torksey will be a high score.
Mm.
There's no two ways about it. That will be high.
Yeah. Even Uj might get out of that red zone.
Could
Who
do.
knows?
He could do. Now,
knows.
generally, each society day gives us a barn door, and College Pines was no exception. There were a few close shaves, but we've let them go. The review panel here have had a look, and we've decided we've got one solid entry for the barn door for 2017, and this is it. So there we are, entry number 1. I'm sure Torksey will give us a few talking points and there'll be some highlights. Note, incidentally, that footage is not the first tee. We have a bit of an astute camera person who followed Mr. Patel around. We've got to get the opportunity to capture as much as we can on the course. That's where the magic moments occur.
Yeah.
It really is. And then, of course, the very last event in the society calendar was the charity day at Roundwood on the 19th of March. Very windy day, from
Was
what I can
windy, yeah,
recollect.
yeah.
It was going to play to the strength of the good golfers.
Yeah, tough conditions, but you've got to deal with them.
You have.
Got to deal with them.
You have. Now, when we look at the leaderboard, I think that the fractious pair that were arguing constantly, they couldn't agree on a thing, could they? And that reflected how they've come bottom.
Yeah.
Ojal and Tinker, forever catfighting. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah.
What do you think, Mike? Not how to play in this type of game.
No.
Anyway, they got 26 points. Paul and Tony got 28. Kevin Macker 29. Andy and Slaz got 33. Simon and Dom must have felt really relieved to get a quality partner and boost himself up into third place. Bob and Simmy probably thought they had it and on any other day would have taken the title. But the clear winners on the day, me and thee. Unbelievable.
Great
And
round.
Given the
round.
condition, and you know
Thank
what? Your applause are accepted because that's about all we got. There was no trophy, no presentation.
No.
And then you bought me some beers in
We did.
Yeah.
But we're not-
£60 to the winners. Obviously, it was for charity, and we were going to put it back in.
Correct.
Didn't even see it.
We're not about the glory.
Didn't even see it.
We're not about the
Just
glory
another day at the office.
at all. The non-members who cannot play are Wassell Wilson, both the Ollivants can't play at Oaksey, Smithy can't, Oatsey can't now, Benker, Tim Mercer and Rooney. However, we have got Pimp stepping in, Tony Freeman, Old Man John, Mick Tinker and Mr Freeman, giving us a total of 36. All eligible for the money, all played at least 3 times in the society. Anybody can take it. It is going to be a huge score. I'll put the the order of play up because, as you can see, Ochi and Chris Kenyon have been slotted in the first one at half one. The idea there is that they get back in first and they fire up that big barbecue. So they're going out there.
Sounds
We've
good.
then got Tony Freeman. All the guests have been placed because we don't want Mick Tinker going round with a member on the understanding that he's got tremendous course knowledge. He lives on the golf course.
Right.
This particular one.
I see.
So whoever goes round with Mick has got a massive advantage.
Right.
So for these lads, it won't necessarily. It might mean they might win the prize money, which would be great for them, but it won't affect the overall leaderboard. So
Yeah.
they've been placed in the next match. The rest is a bit of a free for all. Me and you have been placed there in the media slot.
Well, we should be kept together, really, shouldn't we?
We should.
Champions.
Correct. However you finish on the day might affect the table you play on for poker at night. And then Sunday is just a Texas Scramble, first 4 names out of a hat or whatever. We'll draw that on Sunday morning. So that'll be that. I think we're more or less ready for the draw,
Yep.
if you are. Let's do the draw.
Let's have it.
Right, the honour then,
Let's do it.
first one out. Do you want to give them a little mix up? We only need 2 names for this
Tinkle.
first match.
I only need one.
This 2 because we've got Uchi and Chris
Oh,
Kenyon are
okay.
already placed. Quick as you like,
Okay.
you can go.
Uh,
Who's teeing off?
M39.
39 is Simon Payne.
M11.
And M11 is Dan from our work. So that makes up the first 4 ball. The next one's placed, so the 1346.
M29.
29 is Bob.
M31.
31 is Kenyon, Rob Kenyon.
M33.
33 is John Howitt.
M25.
25 is Baz Bailey. That'll be a good one. Baz hoping to capitalise on his title. Chasing hopes.
M13.
13 is Lee McMahon. Macca.
And M3.
M3 is Daniel O'Gleave.
M21.
21 is Brannigan.
M17.
17 is Richard Finney.
Oh, you're on, yeah.
Richard
M20.
Finney. The 2 minutes past 2. 20 is Mick James.
M35.
35 is Tinker Allen.
M9.
9 is Ujo Patel.
M18.
M18 is Kevin Homer.
M28.
28 is the first one in the the 10 past 2. What did you say?
28.
28? Southie.
And M38 as well.
Craig South. 38 is Dan from our Colin.
M14.
14 is Sean Robb, LSR.
M24.
24 is Stuart Swift. The next one is the 80 minutes past 2.
M2.
M2 is Jamie Sharp.
M37.
37 is Jim Finney.
M1.
M1 is Andrew Hall.
M12.
M12 is Mitchell. That's quite a cosy group. Playing with me and you, Mr. Freeman. We've got
M8.
M8 is Simi.
Nice.
Simi will take some ale.
Yeah.
And
M36.
Philip Saunders. That's a good little click. So we
Solid
should know
group.
these last 4.
M26.
26 is Nids.
M6.
6 is Christopher Brown. We
Right.
hate that. He will hate that going out at that time. Oh, that's wonderful. That's totally made the draw.
M16.
M16 going out with Finney.
Which leaves us with
That'll-
M5.
And M5 open show. It's a good little group. They'll encourage each other on them. If he can just get over his bitter twistedness that he's out, got to wait such a long time. Let's have a look at the whole thing on screen. Any complaints, any minor changes we'll sort on the day. Maybe meet about 12ish, something like that. First tea's at 1:30. I don't think we're going to be met with bacon butties and food and things like that. It's 40 quid a man for the whole weekend. If you're just a day visitor for the Saturday or the Sunday, it's just a tenner. Price structure will be the same for Saturday, 40, 30, 20, and the 4 nearest the pins. There's just pure glory on the Sunday. You're just paying for the title, a lot like we were. We'll probably win it again.
Well,
you know.
probably, yeah.
Now there's no prize money. We are going to need to get our heads together and talk on WhatsApp a little bit around food. Plenty of ale we're going to need. We're going to get poker chips. We might have to borrow the ones from the Colin as well. Practical things like coffee and phone chargers.
Phone charge is a good one, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I don't think you need bedding, but we will check that. But I'm nearly, if you look at the pictures and that, we should be fine. There is a pub about half a mile away, and then a bigger pub about a mile away. We may choose to do them, but I think looking at the little closeness of the hut situation, I think hopefully if it's nice, we'll just make it into some sort of
Is that the name of it?
jamboree. The Friendship.
Friendship.
Yeah, I believe it is called the Friendship, yes.
Friendship Club.
Texas Scramble 4 ball on the Sunday. That'll start at 10:30. A little bit early.
Right, yeah.
Probably the best thing to do is just get on it and carry on
10:30.
all day. Whether we liaise and talk to each other about transport and things like that. Now, it's also a big weekend because it is the Grand National weekend. There'll be 36 of us there to take 36 of the 40 runners. So, watching this tonight, if you want to have a bet and take one of those 4 remaining horses, you need to reply yes on the WhatsApp thread right now and send Jamie £5 because we need to pay the winner. We want to try and fill it because last year the only non-member, non-visitor, Amanda Wassell took the 120 quid. Johnny Platts took 50 quid, Uchi 20 and Don took 10. We'd like to give a member on residential their winnings at that point and make sure it's either a member or a guest playing with us.
Nice.
Not someone like Amanda Wassell who's cartwheeling around with Colin Campbell because there's 120 quid coming our way. If we need to, we'll sell them on to wider guests, but at this moment in time, let's try and fill it. So if you are not going but you'd like a bet, I'm sure Mr. Mercer will, he's a big gambler. It's also a Ryder Cup weekend, so if we get any sort of technology, iPads and things to be able to try and display it, Danny Willett going for it.
It's a right weekend.
There's a lot happening on the Portugal thread for 2018. There's a lot of 40th birthdays. I think Jamie's wanting £35 deposits in if you were interested. in going in that. That'll be one to remember. There's a lot happening. There's a lot of non-member golfers as well going. Thank you for your time this evening. It's good of you to give up 2 nights on the bounce.
Always a
to
pleasure.
do all this. We'll see you there. And you
Will.
need to get up to that driving range and get into this golf
Quality.
society bar
Quality.
instead of
I'd be too easy.
twaddling with your band. Thank you. See you at
See you
Talks. It
later.
promises to be legendary. See you then.